Okay, let's call the public hearing of the City of Washington to order March 28th, 2022 at 6:30 Common Council Chambers. Tonight's agenda, public input on consideration of ordinance number 8-2022, ordinance for additional appropriation for the ARP, coronavirus local fiscal recovery fund. Does anybody in the audience have any anything on this? Any comments from the public on this ordinance 8-2022? Okay. Anybody, council, got any questions or anything on it?
It's a good thing.
Good thing.
Yeah, we have to do this to get the money ready for use, no matter what. Okay. All right, hearing none from the audience on this public hearing, I'm going to close this public hearing at 6:32. Okay. All right. Call a meeting to order at the City of Washington Common Council meeting, March 28, 2022. May we have a moment of silence for our veterans and our COVID-19 victims, please. Okay, thank you. Pledge allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. May we have roll call, please?
Councilman Lunsford, absent. Councilman Brown,
Here.
Councilman Gress,
Here.
Councilman Campton.
Here.
Councilman Emmons,
Here.
Councilman Dahl,
Here.
Councilman Showalter.
Here.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Approval of the minutes of the March 14th, 2022 public hearing and regular meeting that's in front of you tonight. Any questions or concerns about the minutes?
Make a motion we approve them as written.
Okay, Councilman Gress makes a motion to approve it as written.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Dahl seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Written presentation of the claims tonight. Any questions or concerns about the claims that's presented tonight?
Sorry for all the changes on those, but we kept getting big
Last
ones
minute.
and important ones that we had to get in, so.
I didn't see anything that's,
I'll make a motion that the board work for final
council,
approval.
okay.
I'll second
Councilman
that.
Brown makes a motion, move these claims to the Board of Works for final approval. Councilman Campton seconds, all in
No,
favor? Oh,
Emmons.
Councilman Emmons, I'm sorry, it sounded like Councilman Emmons seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, thank you. Okay, comments by the members of the public other than what's on the agenda tonight? Anybody have anything for the council tonight that's not on the agenda? Okay, hearing none. We have no resolutions tonight. We do have one ordinance that's final reading of ordinance number 8-2022. Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to read that by title only.
Okay, Councilman Kempton makes a motion to read by title only. Councilman Brown seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance number 8-2022, an ordinance for additional appropriation from the ARP Coronavirus Local Fiscal Recovery Fund. Okay, any questions or comments on this?
Make a motion we approve it.
Okay, Councilman Gress makes a motion to approve it.
Second.
Second by Councilman Brown. All in favor?
Aye.
Roll call.
Do you have roll call on that, please? Yes.
Okay, Councilman Lunsford, absent. Councilman Brown,
Aye.
Councilman Gress,
Aye.
Councilman Campton,
Aye.
Councilman Emmons,
Aye.
Councilman Dahl,
Aye.
Councilman Showalter.
Aye.
Okay, very good. This ordinance will be passed. All right, other business. Do we have any other business for the council tonight? Anything from the audience?
Better bring something up, Al, he's gonna beat you.
You still got the public hearing,
Oh.
public board of public works.
He's getting close.
Well, it's,
You
um,
got 4 minutes.
I don't have anything. I seem like I should.
Oh,
yeah.
no. Sorry, Mayor.
But she already keeping
She's got,
track.
she wants to say something.
Oh, go ahead, Beth.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just want to remind everyone that the retirement open house for Kathy
Yes.
Naslund
Thursday.
is Thursday from 11 to 2 at the community building. So
Yeah.
put that on your calendar. She's been here for
30 years. Yes. Yeah, it's, yeah, it's hard to see her go. It's, geez, been very good to the city, very good to me as a department head and to all over the city concerned. Okay, I don't have anything, I don't think. I seemed like I had something I was gonna bring up in front of you, but nothing officially. All right, hearing nothing else, everybody, Councilman Gress, you have anything for us?
We got the water world ready to open, I mean, in the works.
Yeah, we're taking applications. We started taking applications, really been steady here recently. And Kip has been interviewing a manager. We have to look for a new manager this year because McKenzie's not doing it this year. McKenzie Norton's not doing it this year. Last year was her last year, so yeah, it's getting there. I mean, we're making the move.
Yeah, it won't be long.
No, it won't be.
That's all I got.
Okay, Councilman Doyle, you
I don't
have
have
anything?
anything.
Councilman Shore or Councilman Brown? Councilman
nothing.
Campton, Councilman Ammons,
Nothing.
Beth, you have anything else?
No.
All right, hearing nothing from the audience and all the council members, I'll call this meeting adjourned. Let's call the meeting to order. The City of Washington Board of Public Works and Safety, March 28, 2022. The first thing on the agenda tonight, we have the approval of the minutes of the March 14, 2022 regular meeting.
I move we approve those as written.
Okay, Councilman Dahl makes a motion to approve it. I will second those minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Discussion and approval of the claims that was submitted to the Board of Works tonight for approval.
I move we approve the bills.
Okay, Councilman Dahl makes a motion to approve the claims as written, and I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And next, we have Joe Morris with the Chamber of Commerce to discuss plans for the Wine and Brew Fest on Saturday, April 30th, and requesting the closure of Main Street from Highway 57 to the west to Meridian Street. Joe?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. Can I pass out something?
Sure.
For you, just to give you an idea? First and foremost, who do I present my affidavit to?
To the board.
All right, there you go. And what I'll do is I'll pass out one of each. If I can get these to you
Okay.
to take a look at. I brought three, one for each
Yeah.
desk.
Okay.
What I'm asking for is, this is the annual Wine and Brew Fest that we've done. It's gonna be much bigger than we've ever had before. I'm requesting that Main Street would be closed at the east end, right there at 57, at the west end at Meridian, on the north, halfway on the block, which would be basically parallel or next to, right at all the alley entrances, as you can see there. And then on the south end, 1st and 2nd Street halfway, but 3rd and 4th be closed at South Street, simply because in that new open area, the future home of the Commons, where we'll have a stage as well as the beer garden area there, to have 3rd Street blocked off at South, 4th Street there where the Tux and Knights of Columbus is as well. I've been informed that if the drawing's continually going on and is available on the April 30th, that Saturday, they'll continue with their drawing that particular day. This event, we have budgeted 4 bands. One's a national recording artist for the evening. It's the time of Wine and Brew Fest is from 2 to 10 p.m. I'm going to request that we have the streets blocked from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday, April 30th. This is my first time making a request like this, so I need your help on what I need to do, what you'll need if you need additional information, or just your guidance for tonight.
Do we have any problem with the theater? Or,
Have you talked to the theater? Have you talked to?
So where we're at on the theater and those businesses there, right now they're on board with this. Now they're going through some changes, but they're on board with this. In the past, I understand there's been some issues. Going forward with this, and there's a lot of good changes happening with Main Street. There's a lot of good things happening with our merchants and the Merchants Association and such, it's being formed, but we've included all of the pubs and clubs this year. That's something we've never done in the past. The clubs meaning the Legion, the Eagles, Knights of Columbus, the VFW are included. The pubs, the Chamber Restaurant Bar, the Tux, Mishler's, the Antique are all included this year in this Main Street wide event. So this will be more of an all-inclusive. Each business that's in the pubs and clubs will be offering something. We're hopeful that the Cherry Ghosts will have their doors open as well for the coffee lovers, but also we've talked with the theater about they're going to sell popcorn and do things. In the past, I've heard what's happened in the past. Where we are today, it just seems like there's a different reception to Wine and Brew Fest and what it really entails. We've opened this up also to all the nonprofits if they'd like to have a free booth downtown to show the community who they are, what they do. The Travis Burkhart Foundation will have their annual cornhole tournament also involved. We'll have food trucks on Main Street. So this promises and it looks like it's going to be a bigger event than we've ever done. In the name of tourism, This is the biggest wine and brew fest we've put together so far. And I joke about it a little bit, but at the same time, this is kind of the year we plant the seed of what the Commons project will bring in terms of downtown and in terms of festivals and other events downtown to Washington. I personally hope the drawing's still going on because it'll parlay perfectly with that crowd and those visitors. But in terms of our community, and not just Washington, but Daviess County as a whole, we're gonna have a lot of visitors here, and this will be a great event.
Derek, do you have any problems with what's been proposed?
Me and Brian spoke a little bit about the streets. Just close them off at the next, don't do half blocks, close them off down at the next street. That causes traffic issues, cars turning, and can't turn in an alley, they gotta do a U-turn.
I didn't know if any of those parking lots would possibly not be used because of that. If, the only one the only one I really think of is the one on Fourth behind. But a lot of times, that's a kind of a private parking lot, so I don't know. There, when it got really busy, he had signs up there and really didn't want people in there. You know, that one I'm talking about behind Sterling, you know.
We have some tenants down around First and Second Street, need to get in.
Yeah, well, we have some tenants on,
By the theater too,
Upstairs.
Yeah. yeah. You know, there is some Main Street people, I mean, you know, but for this time frame, I think they can,
some of them there do.
but I was just looking at these parking lots and thought maybe some parking get used, if, that's only, there's not very much. There's the,
Do you have anything in mind for extra law enforcement presence? You gonna,
Well, I'm glad you brought that
I
up.
mean, because it's weekend, we're short-staffed right now, so.
So for us, our campaign, we need 100 volunteers, and we're working that through our chamber members, making it a corporate day, because we're gonna need, as you know, when you give us those blockades that we put up, we're gonna have a person at each entrance to Main. We're gonna have signs made that, you know, no coolers, no alcohol beverages beyond this point, you know, just sticking within the laws and the ordinance of it. For us, we're gonna need 100 volunteers. And so if the police department is aware of it, and you've already got the Knights of Columbus already scheduled, I assume, right? If they have their drawings with what you do there, this will be a broader thing, and I'll need your guidance on that, because again, if we get 2,000 to 5,000 people downtown, how do we handle that as a department? How do we handle that with your team? And it's just our team, it's gonna be, our volunteers are based upon our chamber members, in our boards, and our young professional groups, and
You get a crowd that big, every day is different, we don't know what tomorrow's gonna be. But it could put a strain on our department, we could be busy with normal complaints, we might not be able to be there on a normal shift, you know. Or we might be silent and might be able to be there the whole time. I can't tell you day to day how our call
Sure.
volume's gonna be. Typically on a weekend, we do have higher call volume. Normally, what would happen is the group, like the KFC, would hire off-duty officers to come in for their thing. And,
that might be something I need to meet with you on,
Okay.
just to secure that and talk to Gary at the sheriff's department, because we certainly want this to be family-friendly, one, but people throw that phrase around a lot, right?
yeah.
But it's also, there is gonna be alcohol involved, you know, the wineries and the breweries, and of course, the bands and all the pubs and clubs that are opening their doors. It's gonna be a unique day. I don't know if we've had a day like this, that this could bring, but you know, the National Recording Artist was gonna bring people from out of the area that we otherwise wouldn't capture. And of course, you throw in the drawing, if that happens, it's gonna be one of those, I don't know how to anticipate the proper way to handle it, but certainly both departments, if that's an area we need to look at, I'm certainly glad to do it.
All right, yeah.
might need to.
Yeah.
The other thing, his permit, he has sent his permit into the
Yeah.
alcohol.
Yeah, we've done that.
Hadn't got
We've
hurt
increased our
anything back yet.
insurance limits, and that was based upon our contract with the artist. And we've just done all the things we needed to do. I do know that our partners, and I say partners, meaning our pubs and clubs, they've done what they're doing. I know the chamber has filed their permitting to have the beer garden And if you'd like, I got a map of where this will be laid out. Of course, we have to have it submitted, so the fire marshal, when they arrive, they approve it. So, it's good, to give you an idea of the stage, if you know the J. Myers parking lot and where it's been demoed out, wrapping around the South Street across from the school corporation office.
The old Hayes building, yeah.
So it's gonna be cannon cornered, so if you can imagine the stage kind of like more closer to the school in that asphalt area, facing basically the corner of Third Street and Main, which is a Wonderful Life now. It'll be facing that way, and then to the left of it, where the gravel is, will be the Chambers Beer Garden. And we'll just spread out the rest of our vendors throughout Main Street. We will be done at 10, and then I do know the pubs and clubs are having their after-hour events that they're planning themselves. Well, it won't be related to what we're doing,
No.
but
So, and that's why I made the recommendation that, make sure we have the streets, open streets back up at 11. Gives a little time for everything to clear out, but then get them back open at 11, and then whatever they do would be totally separate than what this event would be.
And I think 11 o'clock a.m. gives us plenty of time. We'll be down there earlier than that doing some things, but it gives us plenty of time to get set up for a 2 p.m. start.
Yeah, I think so. I thought it would. I mean, I think that gives you enough time, I believe, but, hey,
I move we approve it.
Councilman Dahl makes a motion to approve this, request, and I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Yeah, get with Derek and talk that over. That's one thing we need to iron out. Other than that, I don't know of anything else, But I talked to Brian. Brian will have the stuff down there by the end to close the streets down with. And I mean, I'm all good for, if we want to close it all the way to the end of the streets. I just didn't know if it would interfere with any parking lots, but I can only think of two, one on Second Street and one on Fourth Street, but they're small,
So are you thinking maybe take it to Bantry's and then take it to South on all the streets?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
I didn't request that, but thank you.
That cuts down people pulling in then having to back out.
Well, you get a box truck in there and then they have to back out.
Yeah.
It's his
Yeah.
festival, but it's still our street if anything happens. we're
Yeah.
liable
And you
for it.
get people parked on both sides of the street, then the car comes down, realize they have to make a U-turn, or good chance they're gonna rub another car doing the turn, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
We do it, but it's not.
Yeah.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you, because I thought that would have been too much to ask, so thank you for extending that.
Yeah, it's gonna be much more painless for you. You're not gonna have people just gonna keep trying to drive through.
Gotcha.
The only one I was concerned about is the one on Second Street in front of Mishler's. I was just trying to make sure I kept it, that opens, because of their business, during those hours, where they would, if we went halfway up there, that way their frontage is all open on their business. That's the only one I could think of that would interfere with their business, if
Are
any.
they one that's on board with this?
She is, and I've talked to Cheryl, and, they park there at the old bank parking lot, and they'll park behind there. That's really where most of her clients, or, customers park. I don't know, this may lead to a conversation we have in the future about parking garages downtown, and good.
We'll see how it plays out.
We'll see, but-
We might even be able to adjust that the day of if we think if we see it's necessary.
Yeah,
but
especially there.
I don't,
where you have
that's the only thing I could think of.
parking lots.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get with them and,
Okay.
and we'll just make sure we have that kind of presence on hand, because we're gonna need some of that, law enforcement presence. I mean, if we can,
You got a rain date?
No, because with the pubs and clubs being involved in opening their doors for us, the only thing we have is rain insurance to cover our band costs, but we'll just filter people to the pubs and clubs and they'll go indoors for that. Simply because on the rain date, we looked at that, it's such a big event, and when you're dealing with the artists that we have in particular, it's hard to get that next date,
okay,
yeah.
okay, let us know, and we'll talk, if we need to, but yeah, okay,
All
thanks.
right, thank you very much,
All right,
thank you.
all right, request is, granted, okay. And the last thing we have on tonight's agenda is discussion and approval of utility write-offs in front of you tonight. Stacy, you have anything you want to say on these utility write-offs?
Just that this is our normal yearly annual write-off that we do. This will cover year 2017, it's been,
Yes.
5 years back. It's a little bit less than last year. Of course, we're doing our tracks program. This past year, we collected over $40,000, so, yeah. So that's
That really helps, yeah,
really helping, and
yeah.
it's easier to collect money from people that you can't find when the government finds them for you, so. Yeah, so that's our write-offs for that year.
Yeah, and the people and our employees that works on these small claims and stuff, has worked out. Yeah, really well. Okay,
I move we approve them.
all right, Councilman Dahl makes a motion to approve these, write-offs, and I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you, okay. Anybody else from the audience got anything else for the Board of Works tonight? Okay, seeing, hearing none, gonna call this, you got anything else, David?
I have nothing else.
Okay, Beth, you got anything for the Board of Works? Okay, all right, this means adjourned. Thank you.